Morning, everybody. My name is RlrrRrl. I've been drumming since 1998, and I still got plenty to work on, especially on drum kit. I'm not very good at it yet. Now, in this practice stream today, I'm going to be working out of this book. It's called 50 Ways to Syncopation. It is by Dom Moyo. It's got 20 charts in it and 50 ways that you can play those charts to develop limb independence. Now, the way that I'm developing the limb independence is based largely on Gary Chester's idea of limb interdependence, which he talks about in New Breed 1 and New Breed 2, which I highly recommend you taking a look at if you're interested in it. Now, in these practice streams, I like to share what I'm practicing, how I'm practicing. In the timestamps, you can see the things that I'm working on across over 400 live streams, sharing all of the mistakes and all the things that I am learning, and some of the questions that I answer from the different chats that I have up on my other monitor. Because I've been drumming for so long and because I've taught every single grade kindergarten through doctoral student, I'll get questions on how to get better as a performer and how to get better as an educator. Inside this drumming tips playlist, there's over 100 videos, over 14 hours of drumming tips on a variety of topics. The first thing I talk about is whatever the title is. And then if it says and other drumming tips or and other teaching tips, that means there are more tips inside there. You can use the timestamps to figure out if any of them look interesting and skip the ones that do not look interesting to you. Now, all of the play-alongs that I will be using, there's over 2,000 of them, are on my home tab of YouTube. So if you go here, there's chop exercises, there's over 1,000 grid variations. This is where I'm going to be practicing today, is on the limb independence section. There's also marching bass drum stuff, some drumline cadences, some technique, and then here's where you can find all the tips, lessons, live streams, etc. Now, because I'm not good at limb independence yet, I need Shia LaBeouf here to help motivate me to get better. Shia, please help motivate the masses. I would like to get better at the independence of limbs, please. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Some people dream success. Well, you're going to wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it. Just do it. Yes, you can. Just do it. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Oh, wow. Shia LaBeouf, I am so motivated now. I am ready to practice now. So Dom's book, I've taken Dom's book and I've put it into this spreadsheet. This spreadsheet, in column A, keeps track of the average of how well I've played the various limb independence patterns. So, like the number on here, this is pattern number 6 from Dom's book. This is pattern number 2 from Dom's book. And if I expand this, you can see how I played, all the previous times that I played. And then again, on average, it says that number 2 was mostly technically proficient, which means I'm able to play the ink on the page. If it says it's musical, that means not only am I playing the ink on the page, but I'm also adding in extra timbres, textures, etc. to make it so that it sounds more interesting than simply just playing everything all at one height or on one surface. So I'm skipping all of these ones that I've basically graduated from, because I'm trying to get through all 50 of the variations from Dom's book, and I'm focusing on the ones that sound meh or need a lot of work. So today I'm going to go through most likely these 4. And so this first one that I'm working on is this pattern that you can see on the screen. And the last time I played through this, I played through it at 95, and it was technically proficient, mostly speaking, and I was making progress on it. So what is the pattern that I was working on? So if you see it on the screen above me on the vertical, or right here if you're on the horizontal, the pattern is an interesting one. You wouldn't do this for like a full song or anything. You might do it for a fill. But you could play it on the floor tom, which is currently my tabletop, or you could play this on the ride. So you're just going to 1E and 2E and 3E and why can't I do a double stroke this morning? Okay, so this is the pattern you're playing with the right side of your body. But you add in a hi-hat with the foot on 2 and 4. So 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and while you read through the patterns on the snare drum. What patterns? Well, if you go to here, which is jaredollery.com/drum, this is where you can find the 62 chop exercises, organized neater than I can on YouTube. There's over 1,000 grid variations. the limb independent stuff. This is what I'm practicing. The marching bass exercises, there's 476 of them, a bunch of drumline cadences, 386 technique exercises, over 14 hours of drumming tips, and some scripted lessons on like how to hold traditional grip or how to stretch and massage, which I'll do here after I warm up. So we're going to warm up with a chart. I'm playing through it at 95, and it's a straight pattern, so I'm going to go into the straight charts right here. The same charts are down here, just the play along is swung. And I'm going to pick our random one, 41 through 45. Sounds great. Okay, so in the timestamps in the description of these thousands of free play-alongs, you can jump to whatever BPM you want. It goes up one click at a time because I am thorough. So I'm going to go to 95. Flip my mouse upside down so it does not sway around the entire time. And then it counts me off, and then I play along to it, but you can't hear the count off because it's muted on your end. Okay, so this is the pattern I'm going to play for all 5 of the charts in this particular video at 95, while I read through everything on the snare drum with the left hand. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. Sweet. It's feeling way more comfortable than it did a couple of weeks ago when we first started working on this. So it's nice to like feel that progress. If you don't believe me, just go back a couple of weeks ago and you'll hear how bad it was. Like I didn't even play it. 2, here we go. I don't know why, but my right foot feels like it's sliding. It's like hard to play the double strokes this morning. Thank you for the like on the YouTube horizontal, by the way. All right, chart number 43. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. Yeah, the right foot, it just keeps, like, slipping. It's, weird. I haven't, like, felt this before. I don't know if I, like, stepped on something. I don't know. Must have been that oil slick, too. A banana peel. A hard chart. Fun one though. It was hard with the hi-hat on 2 and 4. That's a hard part when playing those like dotted quarter notes. It's a fun challenge though. But again, 2 weeks ago I wouldn't have been able to play that. 2. Progress. 2. Here we go. It's a fun pattern. Difficult. Especially when my foot is slipping. Alright, cool. It was mostly technically proficient. A couple of times reading some rhythms wrong or my foot just slipped, etc. But otherwise it's okay. We're gonna stretch and massage. I see a comment on Instagram. Any suggestions for rudimental solos for a senior in high school? Not really method books, but like a full-on solo for advanced level. Let's see. Yeah, so Jay, did you ask about the tenor stuff the other day? Somebody asked about it, and it's kind of a similar answer, actually. So that first stretch I was doing, by the way, was stretching the sides of the forum. There's quite a few compilation books where what they've done is they've taken like I&E solos and they've put them into books. So like Jeff Queen's book, The Next Level, has Tribute at the back of it, which is the solo that won him 4 world championship titles, 2 for DCI and 2 for PASIC. So like at the end of his book, it is a method book, but at the end of it, it has like a full-on solo, a difficult one. But Tapspace also has a bunch of them. Now I'm stretching the top side of the forum. One of them is called Violent Ice Cream, I think. Or Ice Cream. I forget. It's over on my bookshelf way over there. Oh, you're asking about timpani. Okay. Yeah, so that's... Somebody else a different day was asking about tenor solos. But yeah, so Tapspace has a bunch of stuff. Let me show you. I can't. Language. So, oh, you can't even see my screen. What the? It's like not showing it. Okay, so tapspace.com, this is like not a paid promotion or anything, but if you go to like their sheet music, hide that. Full screen. So underneath the sheet music, they've got solos for a variety of things, but if you go to snare drum, they've got a lot of different things in here, and they'll have like the click to play button, so you can actually hear what does this one sound like. The ones with audio soundscape means there's like a track that you play along to, but there are some that are just normal snare drum, 100% on your own. But they've got a ton of stuff in here, whether it's the individual solos or the compilation of solos. So Violent Ice Cream is the one that I was talking about. So this has DCI and PASIC solos performed by each of the people that you see on here. So Chip Webster, Jeff Queen, Michael McIntosh, Nick Angelis, Tyler Dumpsey, which those are like some pretty big names in the field. So I'd highly recommend checking out Tapspace for this. Roloff, ROWLLFF, also has a bunch. Oh, here's the next level, which has Tribute by Jeff Queen in the back of it, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, those are a couple of books that I'd recommend looking at. And then just like give yourself a preview just by clicking to play each one of the ones that are on here, see if anything is interesting. But let me make sure this is Roloff Percussion. I want to make sure I spelled it right. Yeah, so ROWLOFF. So they also have a bunch of solos, duets that you can take a look at for like snare drum. So if you go to Roloff.com, they have a ton in here, 33 different solos that you can do. And I haven't been to Roloff in a while. I don't remember if they will allow you to hear it. Go? Yeah, okay, so there's a little play option there. So you can use that. So those two websites I'd recommend checking out to get yourself like a feel for like what kind of solo should I play that are more complicated than like a shopping spree, longer than like a exercise and whatnot. So hopefully that helps you out. But good question. Okay, so I stretched the forearm. So I stretched the side of the forearm using that first stretch that I was doing. I stretched the underside of the forearm by doing this one where you're kind of pulling your fingers back. And then the top of the forearm. Now I'm going to stretch my fingers. So I'm doing thumb to thumb. Goes twice as fast when you do it this way. And then this one. Ooh, that stretch feels good. And then middle finger. I'm trying to think if there's any other like books that I'd recommend that have like a compilation of solos. Most of it's like from Tapspace. That's probably my number one choice. And then Roloff after that. Maybe that's just my own personal biases, but I don't know. I haven't been to Roloff in a while, so maybe they got some stellar solos in there now. I mainly used like Roloff for like some percussion ensemble stuff, but then Tapspace started like doing more of those. So back when I was teaching percussion ensembles, we would use a lot of the concert stuff from the websites. Now I'm going to massage now that we finished stretching. Ooh, this feels good. So I'm massaging the forearm, just trying to loosen everything up. The fingers are massaging under the forearm right now. The thumb's massaging on the top. And then you can like flip it over and do something like this. Oh, and I don't think I explicitly said it. It's tapspace.com was the first website that I showed you. And then Roloff, ROWLOFF. I know it's spelled weird. That was the other one, also .com. But if you type in, search for like Tapspace Percussion or Roloff Percussion, you'll find it. They're very well-known publishers in the space. Next, I'm going to massage the hand. So I'm going to do thumb inside the palm and then fingers on the backside. And then the last one I'll do is just massaging the fingers. And then we'll get into the next pattern, which is a variation on what I was just playing. So instead of playing 2 and then 2, so 2 on the hand, 2 on the foot, you actually do 1 on each. So I'm going to massage base to tip I can't talk. I can't language today based to tip each one of the fingers at least twice. If a finger is tight, I might do it 3 or 4 times. Maybe 7. Woo. Oh, pop. Oh, there you go. Enjoy. Free of charge. Ooh, middle finger is tight. Using the scroll wheel too much, apparently. Okay, cool. So the next pattern, we just did 41. Now we're going to do variation 41.1. So let's bring this back up, and let's change it to the 0.1. So 0.1 just means it's like a variation that is not officially in Dom's book, 50 Ways of Syncopation, but it's something that I played with him when I got some lessons from him. Okay, so this, we're going to do it, I think I'm going to try it at 80 again, and then if I do okay with it, we'll bump it up a few clicks. So the pattern that I'm playing, instead of playing diddles between the right hand and the right foot, what I'm going to do is this, just 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a very basic, okay? While putting 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. Okay, so the hi-hat on 2 and 4 with the foot, while you read through the patterns on the snare drum. And this one is harder for me. If I were actually a drum kit player and like a metal drummer, then this one would be like, all right, yeah, this is easy. I could play it at 7,000 beats a minute, but rudimental is my primary. Definitely not drum kit. All right, so we're going on my home tab. This is where you can find the thousands of free exercises. And if you want more tips, like for the question that Jay asked, there's over 14 hours inside of here. So more questions that people have asked me, I edit them, make them condensed, and put them inside of that playlist. Keep you busy for a while. Okay, so since we're playing at 80, I'm going into the straight charts from 60 to 99, and I just did 41 through 45, so let's just go ahead and do the next one, 46 through 50. And inside of the timestamps of all of these thousands of play-alongs, I'm going to choose the BPM I want. They go up 1 click at a time. So I'm picking 80. And we're going to attempt to play this. Wish me luck. 1 and 2 and a here we and a go. And okay, so the melody is a snare drum. And the goal is to make it so that the 3 limbs that are currently playing are independent of the snare drum. So the snare will play what you see on the screen without making it so that my foot comes in late like it tends to. 2, 1, 2, here we go. Screwed up the hi-hat. That's the hardest part for me, is the hi-hat. Putting it on 2 and 4 is rough without making it screw up my other foot on the bass drum. Now you could play this one also on the floor tom, but again, it's my tabletop, so I'm just putting it on the ride. However you want to do it. And if you are much better than I, which doesn't take much on drum kit, you can play this one a lot faster. But we'll get there. In time. 2 weeks ago I couldn't even play this one? 2, 1, 2, here we go. Okay, so my concentration got a little bit broken, and then it was just hard to jump back in on this one. Difficult. Again, the hi-hat on 2 and 4 is the part that really screws me up. It messes up my right foot, makes it come in late like I just did. 1, 2, here we go. Okay, so that chart was better. It still just doesn't feel comfortable yet. It'll probably be another 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even longer, before I'm like, yeah. But you know, it takes time. It's called practicing. Not like you invest an hour in something and suddenly you're the next Steve Gadd. 1, 2, here we go. Like didn't play the snare, despite me hitting the drum trigger. You can do it. Alright, last chart. Wish me luck. It's like borderline, like sounds okay, and then in other moments I'm like, yeah, this doesn't feel right yet. So it's still kind of in the meh category. But you know, we'll get it. 2, 1, 2, here we go. Okay, so there's like the objective, like, did you play the notes? And then there's a subjective, like, did you feel okay while doing it? I mostly played the notes, but it just didn't feel good. Like I was making progress on it, but I had to really use a lot of my brain power to like just stay in time. So I'm gonna say on average, it was just kind of meh. But it happens. It's not gonna be like straight and up to the right or exponential and up to the right. Whenever you're practicing, sometimes it'll take a step back, but we'll keep working on it until it doesn't sound meh again. Like a lot of these patterns that were before here, they're now on average technically proficient or musical, but some of them started off as needs a lot of work. Like they were terrible. All right, so the next one that I'm going to work on, this is 42. Oh, I got to sneeze. Resist. Do not give in. Do not do it. Okay, so this is pattern number 42. So it's just like pattern number 41. Well, hello. Except now, instead of playing it as 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a with the right hand, you're actually playing a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a with the left hand. And the right hand's going to play on the ride cymbal, reading the notes. If you want to get extra fancy, instead of playing all of the notes on the side of the cymbal, you could do like short notes, eighth notes on here, and then long notes as like on the bell. 100% up to you. But we're going to try this. What speed? 7 billion beats a minute. All right, so at 90, it was technically proficient and fun. Let's try it at 90 again. We're going to go back to my home tab. And you scroll down to the limb independent section. Every one of these playlists in the limb independent section, the second video has a video that shows you how to develop limb independence. So if you're like, how do you do this? This video shows you. Let's just go ahead and read through charts 1 through 5, since it's next in the series, basically. And when you're practicing it, you can choose your BPM using the timestamps in the description. So I want to play this at 90, so I'm going to say 90. And we're going to try and read through everything on the right hand, on the ride cymbal, while we play through this. 1 and 2, and a here we and a go. And so the hi-hat on 2 and 4 is still the hardest part. With the foot. But with how I was playing earlier, my right foot was like slippy slidey. It's like I stepped on a banana. 2, 1, 2, here we go. Oops, I started to read in double time. Whoopsie. Okay, so much better than the last pattern that we were just playing in terms of my like level of comfort with playing it. Again, you would not play a full song like this. You might do a fill like this, maybe a line. But this is for the sake of practicing, so we can try and develop the limb independence and just play through all 5 of these charts like this. Ready? And... screwed up while I was reading your comment, sorry. Yeah, Rice, the Jim Chapin book is great. It's not really for independents, but it's got a lot of really cool stuff in it. I forget what the name of it, like Advanced Studies something. But yeah, I worked through that a long time ago. But I like the independent stuff like this instead of playing something where like everything is notated. But it's a good book. Yeah, I can help you out with that. I'll show you after I play through this. There's actually a couple of videos under the drumming tips that can help. Yeah. So the question is like, how do I play triplet rolls without like tensing up and having the sound quality sound bad? So I've actually got a couple of videos that I'll point to that can help you out with that. Let me just play through these two more charts, and then I can help you with that. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. But it's a totally normal. Get a lot of questions from it, had a lot of students who had issues with it, and myself as well. But I've got a ton of exercises that can help. Man, this is hard to talk and play. Okay, last chart. And then I'll point to a couple of drumming tips videos that can help you. And I'll talk about how to focus on practicing it to relax your hands so that way you don't have bad sounding rolls. Ew, 1, 2, here we go. Okay, so the fact that I was able to like not only read the charts but also like read a comment on Instagram and respond to it while playing through it, that means it is much more comfortable than like the one that I was just playing where I wouldn't have been able to do that. So I'm making progress on it. Sweet. Next time I'll actually try it faster. So we'll try it at 95 next time, and we'll see how that goes. So Itai, is that a Japanese name? Itai? Itai? I'm learning Japanese, so I was just curious. Anyways, so on the home tab here, so if you scroll down, thank you, Erase. If you scroll all the way down to the tips and lessons section, inside of this playlist, the drumming tips playlist, there's over 14 hours of tips in here from questions like what Itai was asking on Instagram. The title is the first thing that I talk about, and then if it says and other drumming tips, that means there's more things that I talk about. So what I'd recommend you taking a look at is, where is it? So number 83, a thorough approach for learning and refining your diddles. I go over several different exercises that can help you out with improving your rolls and whatnot. But then there's also another one, second note, which one is it? Oh yeah, 92, how to improve the second note of a diddle. So in 92 and 83, I talk about in these videos some different exercises that you can use to improve your diddles, your rolls, etc. So there's a wide variety of exercises that I talk about. Like this one goes for almost 6 minutes of just talking about different ways that you can work on your rolls and whatnot. So Drumming Tips 83 and 92 has a ton of exercises that you can use. Now, in terms of the fact that you are tensing up when you're playing, let me show you this real quick. So when you're playing, you're going through this. When you go slow with this, there's a tendency for a lot of students to start doing downstrokes. So they'll play through the exercise like this when they're playing a roll exercise slow. But if you watch yesterday's stream or the stream from, 3 days ago, when I was playing through inverted triplet diddle and I started at 480, I was letting the stick rebound up and come back up and off of the head. And I just went one click at a time faster with it. So if you go back to my home tab here, and if you scroll all the way down into the drumming live streams playlist, and then if we go back to practicing inverted triplet diddle, inside of here in the timestamps where it shows what I was practicing or what I was working on, if I go into this, you'll see me playing through this starting at 40 beats a minute. And the way that I'm playing through it is with that super relaxed fluid motion. Where's me actually practicing in this way? I'm demonstrating it. So see how my sticks right now are just constantly coming back up and off of the pad? The reason why I'm practicing that way is because I want to practice with a fast technique slow. So what do I mean by that? Whatever technique you're going to use when you're playing fast. So if you're playing a roll, let's say it's that fast, or let's say it's whatever that technique is, when you practice slow, try and replicate that technique. So if you're playing stick control and you're playing so that you have this fluid where this stick is just continuously moving, don't practice slow like this where you're doing a downstroke and stopping the stick. Practice with that upstroke, that fluid motion, etc. So when you watch Drumming Tips 83 and 92, specifically for the rolls, exercises, and whatnot, practice so that the sticks come off of the head and that you are staying relaxed. Do not squeeze. Allow the space for the sticks to vibrate when you're practicing it. But excellent question, Itai. But hopefully that helps you out. So again, it's on my home tab of YouTube. Scroll past all the thousands of exercises. Go into the drumming tips inside of here. And number 92 talks specifically about exercises to improve the second note of a diddle. But drumming tips number 83 gives you a sequence of exercises to work through to just refine your diddles in general. So start there. And if you have more questions, you can come into a future stream, or you can leave them in comments in any of the videos. I do reply to all the comments unless you're a troll. I just banish you to to the void, never to be heard from again. Okay, cool. Let's go over here. So that was number 42. So the next one that I'm going to play through is number 43. And we're going to go right here and go right there. So number 43 is this. So how fast did I play it, by the way? 150. Okay. So Samba feet. So the Samba feet is we've already played several of these. Not today, but I mean in prior streams. We've graduated from these. Okay, so this is a very basic Samba pattern. This is a slow Samba. And there's many ways that you can play through this. But the way that I'm going to play through this is I'm actually going to put the right hand with the hi-hat on the ride. You could do it on the crash. You could do it on the China, whatever you want. While I read through the patterns on the snare drum with the left hand. Okay, so it's a very basic samba pattern. And last time we did it at 150, but the time before it was just kind of meh. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the home tab. I'm specifically going to the limb independent section. So we're going into here. And we're going to go into the straight drum charts, 100 to 159. And I just played through 1 through 5, so I'll just go ahead and go through 6 through 10. Change the patterns you're playing, the charts you're playing. If you just keep playing the same one over and over, you'll get it memorized. But the point of this is to not only practice limb independence, but to also practice sight reading charts. So I don't have these like 50 charts memorized by any means, or 55 charts rather. Okay. 1, 2, ready, and okay, so again, this is a pattern that just keeps repeating while you read through everything on the left hand. 1, 2, here we go. Read it wrong. Well, that was 100% just like, oh wait, where am I at? I'm glad it has the little like thing that like shows where you're at in the measure, because I just like totally just spaced out. Man, I have to focus on this one. The last one I could actually, like, you know, partition my brain to do multiple things. But this one, as soon as I start thinking of something else, I keep screwing up. 1, 2, ready, and... Ugh. Dang, screwed up my right hand. If this is too hard doing the samba feet pattern, try just doing the right hand on 2 and 4 and reading the left hand, or try just doing the foot pattern without the right hand at all and just read it on snare. Alright, let's try it. This does not feel comfortable. It did 2 days ago. Today, my brain is like, nope. Cannot compute. 2, 1, 2, ready, and... Okay, so that one, I have mixed feelings about it. It's like a movie that's kind of like, I mean, there were moments that were good, but overall, I'm going to say it was meh. It was requiring too much of my brain, but, you know, I was making progress with it overall. Okay, so I just spent the last, like, 50 minutes working on patterns that are meh, that I'm not good at yet. So the majority of your practice time, what I recommend is practicing stuff that you need work on. I skipped all of these patterns that I've graduated from that sound decent, but now I'm just going to do a quick review of one, and then we'll call it. Oh, and there's no drum stream tomorrow. I have a conflict, but I'll be back 2 days from now. So what's one that I want to play that I want to review? I could do another Samba one, so you can hear what that sounds like when it's faster or something. The V pattern I've already done. Oh, let's do this one. This one's an interesting one. So this one is a sticking pattern. Let me paste it in here so you can actually see it. It's a fairly simple pattern to play through. It only involves 3 limbs. Last time I did it at 130 and it was fun. Okay, cool. We'll try it at 130 again. So the pattern is this. So paradiddle pa-da-da, left paradiddle pa-da-da, left paradiddle pa-da-da. I dropped my stick. Hey, gravity still works. You can play it on the hi-hat. Or on the ride. If you do it on the ride, you can put the bell on 1 and 3. And then emphasize the snare on 2 and 4. So this is when it's slow. And then you read through the charts on the foot. Okay, so the charts I'm going to read on the foot while I play through the hands. And the left foot is just taking a siesta. It's just chilling. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my home tab. Going down into the limb independent section. Right there. And because I'm going to play this at 130, I'm going to go into the straight drum charts. Right here. And I just did 6 through 10. So let's just go to the next one. And timestamps in the description to say, hey, I want to start at 130. And then YouTube will play it. Okay. Relatively simple sticking pattern. Just reading everything on the foot. 2, ready, and. This is your ostinato. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, here we go. Now, on this first line, you can just, like, chill and just play the ostinato, or you can. Or whatever you want to do, okay? Just have fun with it. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, here we go. Sorry, I was reading something. I was like, wait, did I play the pattern wrong? No. Alright, 2 more charts. Two, 1, 2, here we go. Alright, last chart. Simple, groovy. Phone alarm's going off. Apparently for the last minute. Sorry about that. You had some Final Fantasy VII music. Enjoy. Cool. So mostly technically proficient. Just having fun with it. I enjoyed it. So that is pattern number 48 out of Dom's book. And we did it at the end just as a quick review. Even though we've already graduated from this one, we spent the majority of our time, again, focusing on the ones we're not good at yet. I've got a video that's coming out... excuse me, in 2 or 3 weeks, something like that, that specifically talks about how to practice like a beginner. So that way, even if you've been drumming for almost 3 decades like I have, you still improve. Because if you just sit there and like work on like these ones that already sound good, guess what? You're not going to improve. So stay tuned for that video to come out. But all of the resources that I'm using, you can find on my home tab of YouTube. But if you want to find it organized neater than I can do on YouTube, there's actually a link at the top of each one of these thousands, plural, of play-alongs. If you go to here, this takes you to jaredleary.com/drum, which is linked at the top of the screen. This is where there's 62 chop exercises. I've actually got 10 more that are going to be coming out soon. Some shopping sprees. Stay tuned. We've got over 1,000 grid variations, 419 for triplet, 577 for 16th note, 36 wacky ones. We've got all the limb independent stuff. Every one of these playlists links to this video, how to develop limb independence on the drum kit. We've got permutations to develop your limb independence, and then the charts to practice your limb independence with 55 straight charts, or the same charts but with a swung play along. If you play marching bass, there's 476 exercises in here to work on. There's a bunch of drumline cadences in here, and there's 386 technique exercises that you can use to improve endurance and speed. You can do that with your feet or your hands. You can work on your rudiments to try and improve them. You can work on your timing. You can work on triplet diddle, etc. There's a lot. There's over 14 hours of drumming tips inside of here from questions that people have asked on the different streams that I've done, as well as some scripted lessons on a topic like how to hold traditional grip, or 10 ways to use the metronome, but they get increasingly harder. So check those out if you're interested. If you enjoy these play-alongs, just share it with somebody else. My entire goal for this is to just make it so that it's AdSense supported. So I don't sell a course, I don't sell a book, I don't sell an app, I don't teach privately anymore. I'm just trying to give this stuff away for free. There are, however, some videos that say members first. Those are all scheduled to release for free, every single one of them. There's over 400 of them. So if you see one that says members first, it'll come out over the next year and a half or so, I promise. But if you want to get that early access, I chose the lowest possible tier possible. Nice. Good job, Jared. I can language. I chose the lowest number possible for the tier. It's 99 cents. You get early access to the 400 and plus play-alongs. But again, they're all coming out for free. So you can get it for 99 cents or, just wait. Anyways, if you enjoy this content, share it with somebody else. I'm going to get ready for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I keep forgetting the name of it. And we'll play through that. No streams at all tomorrow, but I will be back in 2 days. So if you got questions, you can leave them in comments on any of my YouTube videos, or you can just stop by in a future stream and feel free to ask me a question and I can try and help. But I hope you have a good rest of your day, and goodbye.